Hello, welcome to a TinDogPodcast. This time I'm going to be talking about the new 7th Doctor box set, Far From Home. Far From Home is one of those that are, the replacement for the monthly range. I've lamented the passing of the monthly range far too much. Let's not bother going there. It's the equivalent of a 3-disc box set. I know a lot of people are still doing physical media, but let's face it, how big would your Big Finish collection be if you were still doing that? So a lot of people are doing the downloads or the CDs or whatever, but your CD and download is 20 quid. Download 17 quid, because that's the actual pure reality. And even if you get the CD, you get the CD and the download. So you could legitimately leave them sealed if you wanted to do that sort of thing. Released in June 2023. Available on a Big Finish website until the 31st of July. Okay? You've got 2 stories. They're both 3-parters. Now, this is the beauty of it. We did have 3-parters on TV, and they were kind of cool because, as I've said in the past, you usually have in story, beginning, middle, and end. It's what you're taught at school. And then you end up with Doctor Who stories being 4-parters. Some people would say beginning, middle, padding, end. Not true. We know this, and Big Finish know how to tell stories, but mixing up the format is something that they also do really well. So what we've got 2 stories. We've got Operation Dusk by Alfie Shaw and Naomi's Ark by Alison Winter. Now, Alfie Shaw has been doing quite a bit of work for Big Finish over the last few years, but I think this is their first big full cast kind of outing, and it is a cracker of a story. Okay, so you've got the synopsis for the actual box set. Harry and Naomi are back in the TARDIS, travelling with a different Doctor than the one they first met. I'll talk about that in a minute. And he has promised to get them home. The TARDIS takes them to Earth, but a dangerous era, decades before their own. And when they visit the aftermath of a distant supernova, Harry is keener than ever to return to home comforts, but Naomi isn't so certain. That's the overall synopsis. But Operation Dusk. London. During the Blitz. A city covered in darkness. It keeps everyone safe until the darkness gets hungry. And as the questions and the victims mount up, the Doctor, Harry and Naomi are called in to investigate. Why have the Vashta on Earth started eating people? And perhaps more importantly, why didn't they eat the cat? It doesn't have Winston Churchill in it. I've got no problem with that. It does have a reference to something old from the Big Finish range, which made me sort of do the whole, yes, let's do punch the air moments, which made me really happy. The 7th Doctor is a great manipulator, and you can really tell the difference between this Doctor, this 7th Doctor, and his other incarnations, because he's such a planner, a plotter, someone who doesn't really know or doesn't allow other people to know where they stand. Alfie's captured the 7th Doctor incredibly well. So I'm a big fan of this particular story, and you know what, if it wasn't for the fact that Naomi's Ark is absolutely superb, this would be a gem. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a great box set. 2 stories, both of them incredibly good. Naomi's Ark. Caught up in a galactic evacuation triggered by a supernova, Naomi is separated from her friends in the company of some very unusual aliens. The Doctor and Harry are stranded too. Any attempt to reach Naomi is at the expense of a precious, endangered civilization, one that rivals the Time Lords for longevity and wisdom. How far will the Doctor go for his friends? Oh, and this also comes with the audiobook Frozen by Catherine Armitage, performed by Sophie Aldred. Now, here's the thing. You've got Harry, who admittedly, it's played by a new actor. We can live with that because the voice is spot on. I mean, genuinely great. And Christopher Naylor's name appears in an upcoming 4th Doctor season as the guest. Now, Eleanor Crook's name isn't on the forthcoming, but as Harry's there, and it's implied that Harry and Naomi spent time together with the 4th Doctor and then was dropped off in the wrong time at the end of their time with the 4th Doctor again, you can pretty much guarantee that that's what the next series is going to be. It's beautifully done, because when you were VHS watchers, you would buy the stories not in the right order, and you'd just love them. And this is what we're getting here. We're getting stories of the Seventh Doctor and his companions, knowing that something's happened with the Fourth Doctor. We just haven't got around to getting that disc yet. The fact that it doesn't exist or isn't out in the wild is the reason. But that's fine. The story concerning the supernova deals with a lot more of the science of space, something that we're not particularly used to in Doctor Who, and it's a really nice change. Big fan, genuine big fan of this whole thing. But the moments that make it something special is the Seventh Doctor's willingness and his actions to do something that, if the Master did it, you'd kind of think it was the bad guy doing it. And that is interesting. That is really well done. The whole means justifying, it's really nicely put together. Big fan of the box set. As always, I'm going to play you the trailer. You can decide for yourself. As far as I'm concerned, this one is borderline classic. In fact, if not a classic itself. Here we go with the trailer, and until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Seventh Doctor Adventures, Far From Home.
Investigate Operation Dusk. Top priority, destroy if necessary.
Naomi! The robots!
You said they were friendly. Then why is this escape pod flashing?
What? They're rescuing her!
No unusual energy traces, which leaves a single likely culprit, Vashta Narada.
Good journey. Good journey.
I've checked with the Chiefs of Staff Committee. There is no Operation Dusk.
The one who suffered the greatest impact has a very short lifespan. Our data suggests a species called human.
Come on, Doctor. Need some roadside assistance. I'm friendly! I'm friendly!
Except for you, Harriet Thompson. You won't make it through the night.
We are not threatening.
You will now understand our own offensive capabilities.
Oh, they don't know that. Doctor, he's glowing. Literally glowing.
So there's no nearest sanctuary anymore? No safe planets? No passing ships?
No.
Harriet believed someone in the British government was developing a way to control these Vashta Narada.
Stay out of the shadows.
How do you propose we do that in the midst of a blackout?
I can't bear to think of her on her own.
I know. So many of us, scattered across the stars.
Naomi.
Yes. You see her too. Fire up your rockets. Turn the asteroid around.
Inside. We're on high alert since your giant ship entered the moon's orbit and you two emerged from it.
I'll get him! Naomi, down! Whoa, careful! He's firing blind!
Your best course of action is to keep calm and embrace oblivion.
Time travel is impossible.
You'd think. But the Doctor could be here in a flash.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the TinDog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @TinDogPodcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The TinDog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.